Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us, Blue Star family. My name is Yoli Baca and I'm a career ambassador to the Spouse Force virtual community. And today I have the privilege of introducing you to Miss Devin. Hello, Devin. How are you today?
Hi, Yoli. I'm doing great. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here with you and Blue Star families. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, our pleasure, our pleasure. And you're representing Boldly today.
I am, yes. I'm representing Boldly, and I'm also a Marine Corps spouse, so also representing there as well.
Awesome. Awesome. So yes, you are today's employer spotlight. So thank you for everybody who is tuning in. I have just a few questions for you, and that we'd love to hear more about the company and what you do. So let's go with our first question today. Who is Boldly, and what type of work is there available for military spouses?
Wonderful. Yeah, this is the great way to start it. Let me just give you a little short 101 on what Boldly is. I'm going to break it down for you a little bit. First, I'd like to just say what my role is really quick. I'm the recruitment manager here at Boldly, but I'm also the military spouse advocate. So a large part of my role is recruiting military spouses and educating in the military spouse community. When you think of Boldly, our tagline, if you've ever gone to our website, or you might be able to see a little bit of it here behind me, is premium subscription staffing. And that is what we are. We're a premium subscription staffing company. And that might sound new to many people because it is a relatively new term that's only come out in the last few years. But when you break it down, it's a lot easier to understand. So you think about premium, and what is premium? Well, it's the best of the best. It's high quality. It's top notch, right?
Yeah.
Subscription. Well, we're familiar with subscription. We subscribe to things. We subscribe to magazines and Netflix and Hulu and things like that.
Yes.
And then staffing is employees, right? It's the people that you hire. So premium subscription staffing is premium staff by subscription. So employers can get high-level staff members by subscribing to them. Okay. And it used to be that, like, many years ago, okay, not that long ago, and actually still kind of present, to get talented people, companies would have to find them and recruit them and employ them. And there's a whole lot of administrative complexities that go with that. But in the past few years, there's kind of been this change as we've shifted more to a subscription economy, and businesses can get everything now by subscription. They don't have to purchase software. They can subscribe to it. They don't have to employ someone. They can subscribe to them. And so it helps them in many ways. It makes things a lot quicker. And one of the benefits to joining the Boldly team is that you get to work with different clients and you get to be a part of our team while supporting our clients on a fractional basis. So you're not full-time with one employer. You're working a little bit for maybe 2 or 3 different companies. Wow. Our team, sort of the second piece to your question, what types of work that we offer. We offer 3 positions. Our team likes to promote from within, so we always start with these 3 positions, and then other positions, management and social media leads and things like that, are filled from within. And the 3 positions are the executive assistant, the marketing and social media specialist, and the legal assistant. And these are all, we're currently hiring for them. We need them continuously. We have a waiting list for clients. We hire ongoing every single month. We have openings. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, now's not a good time. This sounds like a perfect job for me in September when the kids go back to school. We're still going to be hiring for those 3 jobs.
That's awesome. Yes, that is good news. That's like music to people's ears, because sometimes I feel like our military life can be very unpredictable. So for example, like my husband, just promoting, and, we may or may not have to move, so, that's good news to hear and know, that is always an option and something you can kind of go back and look at. Awesome. Wow. That is really neat. So next question we have for you is, let's see, how about why are these careers a great opportunity for military spouses?
Okay, so they're a great opportunity for everyone because of benefits such as W-2, paid time off, paid holidays, tech stipend. They're a great opportunity for military spouses specifically because they're remote and flexible. And as a military spouse myself, I've had to leave my career 5 or 6 times because of my husband's job. because it wasn't remote and it was not flexible. So it really gives military spouses an opportunity to take their career with them, no matter where their husband or their spouse, I should say, is stationed. It's also really great for military spouses because you get this supportive team environment. And a lot of times with military spouses, we PCS and we feel lonely. We've left our community and it takes a while to build that up. Whereas if you are PCSing and you get to keep your career, you also get to keep that community there. You get to keep all of your team members up boldly. And we do a lot of things for our team to build camaraderie. We have shares and newsletters and prizes and games and fundraisers and all kinds of fun things. And then also we have military spouses who are team leaders and they mentor our team. So you can be mentored by a military spouse if you join Boldly. If you're employed by Boldly, sometimes as military spouses, we have supervisors who are not familiar with the military, and it can be a little complicated or different to try to explain to them, oh no, like my husband can't get off. Like when I say he can't get off, he can't get off. Like it's or, I have to pick my son up from school or nobody picks him up. That's kind of how it goes. Or they may not understand what it means when you have to move or when you have to, sacrifice something for your spouse's career. And at Boldly, we have these mentors who've been there, done that. So it's really nice to have someone who has understood. When I PCSed across the country back in March of 2020, my team leader at the time had recently also PCSed, and she was able to share with me all of these great tips. I didn't want to take a ton of time off. I wanted to save my paid time off for vacation. So she was able to give me great tips on hotspots and how to work efficiently while you're on the road.
That is awesome. Oh, I love the sound of that. That just sounds like an amazing place to work. So all the flexibility and it just checks all the boxes. So This is really, really exciting. Very, very exciting to hear. Let's see. We have, how about some like tips or tricks, application hacks that you might have?
Okay, so when you apply to Boldly, sort of our application process is you apply, and when you apply, you submit your application along with your resume, and we ask for you to include your LinkedIn profile as well, a link to that.
Okay.
Then after that, if you the next few steps are a short skills test, we have a 3-step interview process, and then we conduct references. The most important piece really of our process is very heavily focused on the front end. And that is those 3 things: the application, the resume, and the LinkedIn. Okay. That right there is the first thing that we look at. Our screening team looks at every single application that comes through. It's not like a computer generated thing. It's an actual person who's sitting there reviewing all of these. And when they review hundreds, you got to think a lot of people want to work remote, and we hire in 23 different states. So we're getting loads of applications. So if you're looking to apply, keep that in mind. And when you are filling out that resume and when you're filling out that application and checking your LinkedIn, make sure that you're putting your best effort forward. Is your resume clear? Is it simple? Is it easy to read? Do you have acronyms on there that are difficult to understand? Not only like military acronyms, but simple acronyms such as PM. We had an application come through that said experience working PM, and we didn't know if that was project management or did they mean they worked PM like at nighttime or what they meant. And sometimes there's a lot of creative titles out there that we just don't know, and it's very helpful if it's simplified and broken down.
Yes.
When filling out your application, don't leave anything blank. A lot of times we get applications come through and several sections are left blank. And so if we're looking at you and we're looking at someone else and you haven't filled everything out, we don't know why. So filling everything out. And then LinkedIn, if you don't have a LinkedIn, first of all, I encourage you to get one. I think that it's just a great place to network if you're looking for a career, specifically if you're looking for a remote one, because all of us remote folks, that's where we hang out. But making sure that your LinkedIn mirrors your resume, because a lot of times we see people who they look like 2 different people. When you look at their resume and then you look at their LinkedIn, like the titles are a little bit different. Maybe the dates don't align. And that can be understandable because it's kind of hard to remember all that when you move a lot. But giving it just a once over, making sure that there aren't spelling errors and things like that is really going to go a long way when you apply for a position.
Yes. Oh, I never thought of that. So that is, I took a lot from that right there. You gave a lot of great information, but that last portion you just said about matching your LinkedIn with your resume. Wow. I didn't even think of that. So I need to go back and look at mine now.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you don't really think about until you're reviewing a lot of them, and you pull them up side by side, and you're like, wait, hold on. They said they worked here from 2000 to 2021, but they said on the resume that they worked here from 2019 to 2021. So, which one were they working at?
Right. Yes, definitely worth taking the time on those meticulous like details. Yes, those make a big difference. The small details make a big difference on that. Okay, so can you give us a day in a life of a virtual or executive assistants?
Yeah, this is a fun question. And I think people always want to know what it looks like as working remotely as an executive assistant. And at Boldly, everyone's schedule looks a little bit different because we create our own schedules as long as they're within business hours. Some of us focus a little bit more in the afternoon. Some of us focus a little bit more in the morning. Not that we only work one or the other, but we may focus more of our time in a certain time period than another, just depending on if we like to go to yoga at noon, or maybe we like to go to kids' soccer practices at 3 p.m., or we like to meet friends for coffee at 8 a.m. We all have these different schedules. But typically the way that it works is when you're working as an executive assistant or a remote executive assistant, you're supporting a couple clients. So you're not just focused on one business the whole time. You got a couple people there that you're focused on. And you may wake up and start and work from, let's say, 9 to 11 o'clock, and you're working for one client from 9 to 10 and another one from 10 to 11. You take a break and you come back and you work again from 2 to 5. And then you divide that time up again among your clients. So your clients get a little bit of work in the morning and a little bit of work in the afternoon. And in between then, it really is up to you how you want to spend your time in your day. Now, some of the skills that our executive assistants are doing while they're working, lots of scheduling for busy executives, a lot of email management, or maybe coordinating meetings, travel planning, and not so much in the last year with COVID, but that's picking up again. So travel planning can be everything from researching tickets, booking hotels, coordinating travel to and from the airport, and then event planning and project management. So all of these little things are tasks that our executives really need some help with. They're working, 60 hours a week, and having somebody to help them in this area is really what makes the difference in them in their business. So just if anybody is out there and, you're back. Okay.
Not sure what went on there. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I was running with it. I'm usually pretty good at just talking.
Okay, so yes, keep going. I was following up until that point. Yeah.
That's great. I was just gonna wrap it up with ways that they could connect and next steps, maybe some action items moving forward. But if you had another question, I can answer that.
Oh no, let's go ahead. I would love to hear how. Yes, I'm sure they're all ears about how to connect and the next step.
Okay, so as I mentioned before, we're currently hiring, and if you're interested in learning more about our jobs, you can go to boldly.com/jobs. We have a dedicated military spouse page there that you can check out. And you can also check out our Instagram if you've not been there. It is the handle is @WeWorkBoldly. It's a really great way to learn more about our team and sort of a behind the scenes look. If you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, those are a little bit different than our Instagram. Our Instagram, you actually get to see more of like the person behind the scenes. And then you can also research on Glassdoor because you can see some of how our team works and just figure out if we're a good fit for you. The best place really to start is going to be the Boldly careers page. So if you go to boldly.com/jobs and look at the FAQs and see if we're going to be a good fit for you and your lifestyle. And then if so, you can apply directly from our careers page.
Awesome. Oh, so much great information. Now, when I was away for just a moment, I'm not sure if you answered this question, but was there a cap of like how many years experience is required right now? Is there that you're looking for?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So because Boldly is a premium service, we do require 7 years of experience for the roles that we're applying for. Some things about the experience. It does not have to be consecutive. I get that a lot because military spouses, and to be honest, nobody really, I mean, some people are, but not very many people are working in the same job for 20 years anymore. So,
right.
If they worked here 2 years at this duty station and here 3 years at this duty station and here a year, that's fine. It doesn't have to be consecutive. We can also count some volunteer experience if they have that. Okay. And if they're not sure if their experience falls within our guidelines, the main thing that we're looking for is for you to have experience related to the role for which you are applying. So if you're applying for an executive assistant, similar roles would be like administrative assistant, secretary, office manager, operations manager, things like that, where you've performed those supportive type roles for someone else.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, thank you so much. This is so neat to learn. That was new to me as well. So thank you so much for everybody who tuned in, and like, share, comment if there's anything that Blue Star Families can offer you. Yes, please feel free to, and also connect with Devin. I'm sure you are on LinkedIn. So yes, you said you that a lot of the remote workers hang out there. So that's another little takeaway I had as well. So thank you so much, Devin. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Yoli. I appreciate it. And everyone listening, thank you for your time as well that you've given to me.
Awesome. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.